This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good evening all. Is that my voice is audible to you everyone? Yeah, thank you for the response. Hi, Mayur. Good evening. So in the last class, we have been discussing with the concept of, anyone can recall it? Can anyone recall what did we do with the last class?
We learned to make logo from using Canva and from one Google one website.
Okay, making logo.
Yeah.
So is it only on making the logo? So good, Google site. Naturally, you were answering something I couldn't hear. Can you repeat it?
Same thing, making logo.
Okay, good. Fine. So
Yeah, using two platforms. One was from Canva and one was like editing a page from some Google slide something.
Google site.
Yeah,
Good.
Google site.
So, so Google site, it has been used for what purpose to create with the website. So how many of them have tried to create it? So type it as me, who has created at least a page. Good. Dhaneshwari, are you using with the mobile or with your laptop as of now? Okay, fine. I'll share my screen. So have a look on it. So hope the screen is visible to you, everyone. So the website address, it will be sites.google.com. So yesterday I've been created with this. So while opening this page, so you can be able to see that it has been named as a club. So in case do I want to keep it with my brand name, so I can be able to change it. Either I can change it from here itself by clicking on more option rename, or you can enter into the page and you can be able to change it over here. So whatever the name you want to get identified, so you can be able to give that name and click anywhere, so it gets saved. So if I go back to the home page, so you can be able to see that this page is meant for what. Okay, so yesterday we have been seeing what is this. It was a title name. This is logo. Then we also see that with how to add with the favicon or site icon, then adding the content in different formats like text format, image format, and in case if the image with the text, you can be able to make use of with content blocks. So if it is a single image and that content, you can use it this one. If you want to use it with a double image with the content, or with multiple images, or multiple images with the content, so you can be able to use it with the different varieties. So try to make it your page in such a way the content to be created, which is not going to be with one particular type of content, that is only text, only images. It should be combined with both. So you should be able to arrange it in a way you want it. Okay. So once we are being added with all this, if you are okay with this, now let's assume it. I require with the image where it should be like a slideshow. That means I have to keep it multiple image of my other products. Okay, so here I have an option of adding only one image. So here I have a images with the text. So you can be able to see it directly on the screen. So you might have been observed. There will be some images which we have to keep on moving it. So when you are moving it, it will be keep on changing with the images. So how to add such type of multiple images in one block? So for that we can be able to go to the list of option on the right hand side. There is an option called image carousel. So you can click on this, which will ask you to add at least two images to show it in the way you want it. So I'll click on this add. I'll go to the select image. In case if you have been downloaded the image, you can go to the upload image if it is there already downloaded. In case if it is not there, you can be able to go to the select image and go to the Google images. Okay, Kritika, you have a question. Kritika was finding it difficult to make because having bad network. Okay, try to make it by the next class that it will be on the Monday. Keep it ready. Okay, so now the Google images, let me select it. Some of the images related to the, so I'll add it at least 4 to 5 images. So you can be able to get the images in this way. The dots are there, so which means it is having the images continuously. Okay, so now if I want to view it, how these images will be shown, let me go to the publish. Let me publish it and then check the print preview. Sorry, check the preview. So how does it shows on my web page? So this is how the image is. So you can be able to click on this arrow button, the next image. So like this, you can be able to view the multiple images in one place. So do you want to keep it with the whole page, or do you want to keep it with uh, the mid of the page, the size you want to get reduced, so that you can be able to do the manual adjustment. So is that everyone are clear with how you can be able to show with the image carousel on the Google site? Any doubt? Should I repeat it? Was that everyone were able to understand what was that concept which I did now? Do you want me to repeat it? No worries. If you ask me to repeat it, I am ready to repeat. So let me have some kind of response so that I can be able to understand that whether you are able to understand or not able to. Okay. Thank you, Ruchi. Let me go ahead. So let me come back from the preview. Now, there are many other options, so you can be able to make use of it. Suppose if you want to have a list of a kind of content, you want to show it in the table format or it is in the point wise, so you can be able to take this table of content so that you can be able to tell what are the points, for example, like conditions, terms and conditions, anything like that, or you want to tell the features of your product or ingredients to be used for preparing that particular dish. So anything on that. So you can be able to make use of this option. The next important thing is whenever you are going to create any content, so it should not be like clumsy, you are going to be passed up the next to next content. So if you want a space between one box to another block, you can be able to make use of this option like divider. For example, let me take this example. I have chosen this block. Now if I use this divider, I will be having a line in between the block of this and this. So this divider will say that this content is something else and this is something else. Okay. So either you can use it with the physically viewable line as a divider, or do you want to keep it a spacer? So if you use a spacer, so there will be no content available, or it is not allowing you to enter any content. It will leave a bigger space between the two blocks. Okay, so like this. The next thing is, if you are going to have a audience, so the main intention of making the content on the website is to convince the people that what we have, what we are, So what we have been achieved, everything we are going to tell. So what is the final thing we want the action to be taken? Is it they have to just visit my website and have a look on my content? The just they can view it and they have to go out. So what is that to happen after making a wonderful web page, website with multiple pages, content creation? So what is the final thing it has to happen to me so that it will be helpful to me? After showing with my website content, with the images in the text format, video format, everything. So what is that we can expect it from the audience? What has to happen? What is the purpose of doing a business? Okay, so the purpose is to make the sales. So the sales has to happen. So in this website, so I have not given anywhere the option that they can be able to connect it with my sales team. So how I can be able to provide it? For example, if I am a seller of this bike, so I want to tell the people that this bike is on sale, and if they are interested with this buying this bike, they have to get connected to me. So what is the way I can make them to get connected? So to make the people to get connected with our business. So for that, we can be able to add with a button to make them to get connected. So there is an option called button. So I have chosen this block and I'll be clicking on button. So what does this button means? It is call to action button. Call to action button. So what will happen? That means if I make everything the way the audience will like it, now out of that likings, I want to convert into a business. So to convert it into the business, I should be able to give an option for them to get connect with us. So we can be able to give a button where they click on that and they can be able to get connected with us. So I'll give it as contact us. Now here it is asking us to give a link. So what link can be given? So here it is listed out with the other pages which are being created for this website. Okay. So do you want to make the people to connect it with your other pages, or do you want to collect the person's contact information so that you can be able to call them back or connect them back and you can be able to convert it into sales? So what you want to get happen is that you want them to just have a look on my website and they can be able to go out of it, or do you want to give an option to them so that they can be able to give their contact details and we can be able to get connected to them? For example, if you go to Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, after seeing a product, if you like it, what is the action do you take it? Hope everyone are able to hear me. So my question was, what is the action will you be taking if you visit any of the website? Example which very good. Add to cart. So as soon as I click on this option add to cart, so my product it will go and it will get listed in the add to cart list. So add to cart is nothing but making the list of our wished items, the selected items. Okay. So the same way, okay. Nakul, now you are able to see my screen. Nakul, can you respond? Is that now the screen is visible?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, pa. So when you people are going to have with the products, so you will add it into the cart. But there will be certain products or brands where you will not be given with the products, you will be given with some services. So if you are interested to take the services, so it may be required to give your personal contact details. So it is required with the information of the person who is showing the interest so that they can be able to get connected to them either in the form of mail or it is in the form of a call or it is through the messages. Okay, so we have to get their details. So this process we call it as a lead process, lead generation process. So lead means it is prospects. So creating the prospects information so that we can be able to get connected to them for the long time period and we can be able to make them to know that what are the products do we have it, any new offer, new launch of any product. So to tell about all those things, we may need their contact details. Okay, so we can be able to create a lead generation form right now to connect with. So how we can be able to do it? There are many other tools to create the lead generation form, but there is one again the Google's free tool. we can be able to make use of it in a best way that it can help you out to collect with the data. So what is that tool named is? It is Google Forms. So how many of them have been used with Google Forms? So you can type it as me. How many of them have been used Google Forms in their lifetime? Very good. So how many of them are able to create the Google form? The people who are able to do it, I do. You write it. The people who are not aware with doing, so I cannot. Oh, very nice. Mayur, Shreya, very good. So let me know that is there anyone who has been using the laptop today and joined the session? So is there anyone who are using the laptop? So if that person is using, Mayur, you are using a laptop, right? Yeah. So I'll give you a permission to share the screen. So is that possible for you to share? You see, is there a share button for you? Okay, fine, pa. No worries. So let me show in my screen itself. So let me try to create a Google form. So by using the website address docs.google.com/forms. So let me share it with you people. Okay. You can take this link. Give me a minute. Yeah. So hope everyone were able to get the link of my Google Forms. So you can go to this link and you can be able to open the screen where it is going to allow you to create a forms. So you might have been having an experience of uh, submitting with the forms for different reasons. So a lot of people they have been use it for collecting the information of the products or surveys, or sometimes there were because of the COVID situation, a lot of people have been used it for taking up the exams through the Google Forms also. So for that reason, so you can be able to use it this Google Forms for any kind of collecting information purpose. Okay. So I am going to show you that you can be able to create the form of your own by using the blank form. That means you can create it the each question of your own, or you can be able to make use of the default templates, whatever it is there. You can choose it by clicking on template gallery. You will get a few more formats, so you can be able to select it and you can be able to use it. Otherwise you can create it of your own also. So let me try with blank form. So go to the blank form, and here I'm going to have a heading. So what is the name of your form? Suppose if I'm going to remove the whole content, so it will not remain with the blank place. Why? Because this is an auto saving form or auto saving screen. So whatever you are supposed to give it, so keep it something in that lines so that it will not be saved with any empty information. So I'm going to rename this title as Rider Globe Enquiry Form. Okay. So once after giving the name of this, then below to it, it is asking for form description. So this form description is nothing but you can explain that what should be the information to be added in this form, or any conditions or suggestions, rules, anything you want to add it, you can add it in the form description. You can explain that why this form is used for. Okay, so I'll say that kindly fill your personal details to generate inquiry status tracking system. So I have given the reason that why this form has to be filled up. Now, do you want this to be highlighted? You can select this text and you can be able to keep it in a bold and in the italic style. In case if you want to add an underline, you can add it. So like how you are going to use it with the word, the same way you can be able to do this. Okay. Suppose if you want to change with the text style to be displayed, you can go to this customize theme. Hope everyone are able to see with this option customize theme, and here you can be able to change the style of your font the way you want it. So you can see this. There are different way of displaying with your content. So you can be able to change the font style, and in case if you feel it is the text sizes are less, you can increase it or decrease it. So the maximum it has given. Okay. So this is what the sizes it is allowed for, because the if you are provided with a very bigger size, then the form will look it is very lengthier. So you have to be very careful while preparing the form, that it should not be uh, time taken much of a user, so that they should not feel it that it is taking a much time, so we don't want to give it. So it should be very simple, easy to understand, and it should be helpful information for us to be behind with our audiences. Okay, so you can be able to add a image also as a header image. You can upload of your own images, or you can be able to make use of the available images. So I've been added this, so you can change it as per your wish, and the colors, the combination, background. Okay, so like this you can be able to change with. Next, you will have a questions to be asked. So what is the common questions you can be able to ask with your audience? What is that you want to get to know about them? So what are the common questions? Can you people list me out? Generally, you people might have been experienced when you have been visited any website. So it may be asking you to fill up the form. So what are the common questions? Do you people answer it? Very good. Age, gender. Thank you, Nimra. Is there anyone else who can give me a suggestions? Okay, class combinations. Good. So might be if I'm asking very specifically with the college students. So this it could be asked class combinations, roll number, but still think like a business people. Think on your own businesses, or take my business as an example. I'm a sports vehicles dealer. So what kind of questions I can be able to ask for? Good, Ishita. Experience with the product or service? Fine. Anything else? Think like you people are a promoters of a particular bike or a car. So what kind of questions we may ask? Very good. Price range, vehicle model. Very good. So with all this, what the very important information about them. So these are all their interests to contact them. What is that I needed to know who has filled up this form. Very good. Email. Fine. Thank you all for your wonderful options providing it. Name and contact. Yes. So we shall go with this one by one. So stop me if people are not able to get that how it has been created or how it has been prepared. So firstly, I'll be asking with the name. When I'm asking with the name, so I should not be asked with only as a name. That means, so sometimes there may be chances of giving as only name. They may feel it that they may give it with the short names or the alias names, which will not be in the professional way. So in a professional way, if I want to get to know about their names, so it will be always asked as first name, then sometimes it will be middle name, but it will be last name. So most of the professional people will be using it and asking of the name. It will be first name and last name. Okay. So now after giving that what should be asked, then in what format do you want to ask them to fill it? So the first name by default it will take by itself by sensing with the way the question have been raised it. As per that, whatever the option to be taken, it will be taken. If you want to change it, you can click on this. You have list of other options. So now first name cannot be asked with a paragraph wise, or I cannot give it with a list of names and I cannot be asked them to select with it. So it has to be answered by that person and it will be always will be in a short answer format only. So I'll use it the same short answer. Okay. So the first question it was asked first name short answer. Now whether is it mandatorily they have to write it. So sometimes there will be certain options where we may not require, it's not mandatorily to be filled up. Okay, so we can have type of questions, but knowing their name it is mandatory. Why? Because when we are going to send any kind of communication information, either in the form of a mail or it will be in the form of an messages, WhatsApp, or with the normal messages, in any of these ways, if you are not going to pronounce their name properly, there are people who are very much proud about their names and it has to be called up with the right format only. So for that reason, it is mandatory of asking it. in the right way, and it is making it as a mandatory field. So until you are not going to fill up this uh, information, you'll not be allowed to take the other option to be filled up. Okay. So now this is first name. Now if I want to give it as a last name, either I can be able to use it like add a question by clicking on plus button as a add question. So it will allow me to write it freshly on this. So instead of that, in case if you want to duplicate the same cell information, the block information, so you can be able to go to that block and you can have an option called duplicate. So if I click on duplicate, it will repeat the same so that I can edit only the thing which I needed. Okay. So now if you see, it has been taken the first name and the last name. So if I move to the next one, you can see both are in the required status. Means mandatorily to be filled up by the users. Is that clear till here? Everyone type it as clear. Okay, I have a question. Describe their perspective on owning a vehicle as an EV or manual. Okay, so that was also one option. Fine, I'll try to add it up. Good. So, hope no doubts till here what we have been done. The next question. So, after the name, so what is that to be asked with them? So, I needed their contact number. So I need their contact number. Now, if I give this, and it should be in the short answer only, it cannot be in the paragraph. Now, if I give the form to them to fill it up in the contact number, they will be allowed to write anything. That means they are allowed to write ABCD, that is in the numbers or it is in the letters, anything. So if I check here, go to the preview.
Sir, register number.
Yeah, I'll give it. I'll give it. Kindly be online. So everyone be online. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. So here, when I'm trying to enter the contact number, I will be allowed to enter anything I wanted, like a text or an number, anything. So is it a right way we are going to give it the contact number to be entered? So how it has to be, in what format it has to be? The contact number, it should be allowed for entering with the alphabet, or what is that? It has to be mandatorily only numbers. Is it that is the only condition? So if you are going to give it as only numbers, then they can be able to enter as many digits they want it. Only 10 numbers. Okay. So you can be able to give the condition that it should be with only numbers and it should be only 10 digits. So how shall we give with this? So I'll go to the contact number option. Now I'll be clicking on more options, which is next to the required button with the three dots. So I'll click on the more options, and here there is an option of choosing the description. Suppose if you want to explain that how it has to be entered, so that you can enter it as a description. But I wanted whatever the information it has been entered, it has to be validated. If I select as only description and if I give it as a description, some people they may follow it and some people they may not follow it. But what I want it is whatever they are writing it, so I want that to be validated. So in case if they are entering any wrong information, that it has to give that error message to them. So for that we will go to the response validation. You will be given with certain option in which you can be able to give it like number. So if I select as number, then the next option it will be allowed for you to select with any of this option. When do we select this option means, in case if the number whatever it is going to be entered, it should be satisfying any of these factors. Means I cannot say that the total of your mobile number it should be with this particular value. So we cannot say like that. So we should not choose it as number, and it is not with the text, and only length also will not work for us. So we have to choose it an option called regular expression. So choose that option as regular expression, and the sub option choose it as matches. So regular expression matches the pattern. So what pattern? So I have to tell that opening with the square bracket, I have to tell that it should be the numbers within 0 to 9. So whatever the number it is going to be entered, it should be in between the 0 to 9 numbers only. Then I'll open with the flower bracket, and here I will tell it should be only 10 digits. So close the flower bracket. So this is the pattern or code is been provided to the Google form to understand. Here the error text, in case if they enter anything wrong, what should be the error message, so that we are supposed to provide it. So the error message I shall give it as enter valid mobile number. So I'll save this. Now if I go to the preview and if I type it anything with the text, I will be given with the error message stating that enter valid mobile number. Now if I remove this and if I enter with some numbers, so how many digits? 4, 8. So still it gives the same. So if I enter more than 10 digits, also it gives the same. Suppose if I keep it exactly the 10 digits, it is not going to give any error. Okay, so that means whatever the responses is entered, it has been validated. Okay, so this is how we should be give it with the conditions. Okay, not for everything, for certain things we are supposed to give with such kind of conditions. Is that everyone are clear with this contact number providing feature? Good. So the next question, I'll add a question. The next question, it will be on asking email address. So what shall we write it in email address? Is there any condition over here when we are asking them to write their email address? Can anyone give me what should be the condition? Yes, Mahur, is that my voice is now, is that okay? Very good. So here at the rate and dot. So let it be with the Gmail, let it be with Yahoo, anything it could be. But here the identification it is going to be with at the rate and dot. These are the two things is mandatory when we are going to ask them to write an email ID. So for this also to go to the more options, response validation, but this is already predefined. So instead of number, you go to the text and here you can choose it as email. So it is already predefined. So here you are supposed to enter valid mail ID. So if I check with the preview, even though if I write it as gmail.com, let's see, it says enter the valid mail ID. So if I enter dot and if you check, it is going to get accepted. Okay, at the rate and dot is mandatory, right? So hope you people were able to understand with the way how we have been added with the contact number and email address option. Okay. So the next question. So as per my business, so I'll be asking them. So which is the best place in the world to ride your favorite bike? Okay, so now if you see that, Mayur, if you don't mind, can you check it out with your mic or the speaker, because rest of others are able to hear you. Okay, I'll just take 5 more minutes and we will wind up for the day. Okay, so which is the best place in the world to ride your favorite bike? As soon as I gave this question, you can be able to see that it has been changed with the option of choosing as multiple choice. So I'm going to give it. So can anyone give me the list of places? So I'll say Ladakh in
And
our
Dubai.
country. Yeah, go ahead. So someone gave the answer. I was not able to get clear. Okay. So Switzerland. So is that Dubai or mm, New York? So I'll just take. with this four options. Now, if I give it in this way, so person can be able to choose it with any one of this option. When I give it an option as multiple choice, they will be allowed to select any one of it. Okay, so they are supposed to select any one. Suppose if I want to give it the same person to choose it more than one option. So if I change the question to best places,
On.
so in that case, I may require the person to click on more than one option. In such instance, I have to change this multiple choice to checkbox. Okay. So now if you see, can be able to give it more than one. Okay. So you should be observing whenever you are being asked either in the forms or in any kind of format, if you have been given with the multiple choices, is that the option is being given with a round circle shape or with the box. If it is a circle shape, it is going to allow you to select any one. If it is given with the checkbox, then it is going to allow you to select more than one. Okay, so got the difference between the checkbox and the multiple choice? You can use it. Now, in case if I don't want to give it with the choice in the main screen itself, either if I choose it with the checkbox or multiple choice, all the options it is going to be visible. Suppose I don't want to keep all the option visible, let me save the space. In that case, I can give the option of drop down. So if I choose it as drop down, if you see here, so the option are going to be inside this box. So there they can select it any one of it. It is going to be highlighted only with that selected answer. Okay, so you are being given with the option of either multiple choice, either checkbox or drop down. Okay, so you can be able to give it in any of this way. Got the difference between the multiple choice, checkbox, and with the drop down? Is that clear, everyone? Good. So let me hold it the questions only up to this for this day. Okay. I want to give an assignment for you people to take that the concept of selling the sports bikes. So what are the questions I should be able to ask with the audience? Okay, you have to prepare me the form and you have to share this link. So how to get the link of this form means it will be through publishing. So click on publish so that it is going to be shown as published, and here you will be able to see the link. And this link, it will be very lengthy. You can click on shorten URL and copy this and you can share it to me. Okay, share it in the WhatsApp group. So your session will be there on Monday. So before that, I want you people to have a Google site and as well as a Google form with all the relevant questions relevant to the business related to sale of the sports bikes. Okay, international brand. Is that everyone are clear with my assignment? Very good. Any questions from you people?
So can you repeat once?
Yeah, the question is, I want you people to create a Google site of your own business. Okay, Google site, it will be of your own business. But only the Google form, it should be relevant to the bike selling. Is that clear, Ritu? Good. I'll repeat it. The Google site, it will be of your business, of your choice business, what you have already created. Only the Google form should be with the bike selling, that is sports bike selling form. The questions should be related. Okay. So thank you all. Have a happy weekend. We'll meet upon Monday.